Welcome back to Living Well After 50. Seniors, are you losing strength without realizing it?
Hmm.
The number one food to keep your muscles strong.
Okay.
And don't forget, for more tips and insights on how to thrive after 50, sign up for our free Living Well After 50 newsletter.
Yes.
Today we're diving into a surprising food that can help you stay strong and active. But first, let's talk about why muscle loss matters so much to us.
It's fascinating because muscle loss or sarcopenia is something that can really sneak up on you.
Right?
It starts earlier than most people think, sometimes even in our 30s,
Oh, wow.
but it really accelerates after 50, and it's about so much more than just feeling weaker.
You're right about that. I remember when I first hit 50, I started noticing things were just a bit harder.
Mm.
Like carrying groceries felt heavier, climbing stairs took more effort.
Yeah,
I just thought it was part of getting older, but there's actually a lot more to it.
exactly. We're talking about a cascade effect.
Okay.
Sarcopenia can increase your risk of falls, fractures, even hospitalizations. Oh, wow.
Think about how crucial it is to stay independent as we age.
Mm.
Well, strong muscles are a huge part of that.
That makes a lot of sense. And what about those everyday activities we were just talking about?
Right.
Is muscle loss really going to affect my ability to do things like garden or play with my grandkids?
It absolutely can. And if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Right.
think about how sarcopenia can slow down your metabolism,
Mm.
leading to weight gain and other health issues like diabetes or heart disease.
Oh, wow.
It's a domino effect, as you said. But the good news is that there's something we can do about it, starting with what we eat.
Okay, so let's talk about diet.
Sure.
I've heard so much conflicting information over the years.
Right.
Eat this, don't eat that.
Well,
What's the real deal when it comes to maintaining muscle after 50?
a key thing to remember is that as we age, our bodies don't process protein as efficiently as they used to.
Hmm.
And protein is the building block of muscles.
So are you saying that I need to start eating more protein?
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
I'm already watching my calories?
Sure. Are there foods that are really good for muscle health without adding a lot of extra calories?
Absolutely. And the food we're going to deep dive into today is a great example of that.
Okay.
We're talking about eggs. They're affordable, easy to make, and packed with muscle-loving nutrients.
Eggs. I've always loved eggs, but I never really thought about them as a muscle-building food.
Hmm.
What makes them so special?
Well, first of all, they're a complete protein source, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids our bodies need to build and repair muscle tissue.
Okay.
Remember we talked about how our bodies get less efficient at processing protein?
Yeah.
Eggs are especially rich in an amino acid called leucine, which directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis. It's like a turbo boost for muscle growth and repair.
Wow, that's fascinating. So it's not just about eating any protein, it's about choosing the right kinds of protein.
Right.
I'm starting to understand why eggs are the star of the show today.
They really are, and there's more. Eggs are a good source of vitamin D, which helps your body absorb calcium.
Okay.
And we all know how important calcium is for strong bones, but strong bones also mean better mobility and balance. And that's something I know our listeners care about a lot.
That's so true. I've definitely noticed that my balance isn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
So eating eggs can actually help me avoid falls.
It can play a role, yes. And there's another nutrient in eggs that's really important for us as we age, choline.
Choline. I'm not familiar with that one. What does it do?
Choline is like a messenger between your brain and your muscles. It makes sure they're communicating properly. That's why eggs can help you stay coordinated and prevent those little stumbles or missteps we all want to avoid.
Okay, I'm sold on eggs. But let's be honest, how many ways can you really cook an egg?
Right.
I'm already eating scrambled eggs a couple of times a week. What are some other ways I can add them to my diet without getting bored?
That's a great question. And, we've all had those moments where we struggle to open a jar or carry heavy grocery bags.
Oh, yeah?
Building muscle strength can make a real difference in those everyday situations.
Hmm.
And eating a variety of foods is key.
Okay, that makes sense. So what are some other muscle-boosting foods we should be thinking about?
Well, let's start with protein-rich options like lean meats, chicken, turkey, beef.
Okay.
These are all excellent sources of complete protein and iron.
Iron. I know that's important for energy, right?
Yes.
I've been feeling a bit more tired than usual lately. Could that be an iron deficiency?
It's certainly possible. Iron deficiency is actually quite common in seniors, and it can really contribute to fatigue and weakness.
Oh.
Lean meats are a great source of iron, so incorporating them into your meals regularly can be a great way to combat that tiredness you're feeling.
That's good to know. I'll have to add more chicken to my shopping list. What about fish?
Right.
I've always enjoyed salmon, but I wasn't sure if it was really that good for muscle health.
Oh, salmon is fantastic.
Okay.
Remember all those amazing benefits we talked about with eggs? Well, salmon has some of those same perks. It's a powerhouse of high-quality protein, and it's packed with omega-3 fatty acids.
Omega-3s. I know those are good for my heart, but how do they help my muscles?
Omega-3s are amazing for reducing inflammation and muscle soreness.
Hmm.
You know how sometimes you just feel stiff and achy, especially after a bit of activity?
Yeah.
Omega-3s can help with that. Plus, salmon supports good heart health.
Okay.
And good circulation means better blood flow to your muscles, bringing them the oxygen and nutrients they need to function well.
That makes a lot of sense. And what about dairy products? I've always been a big fan of yogurt and cheese.
Dairy products like milk, Greek yogurt, and cheese are fantastic for muscle health.
Okay.
They're loaded with both casein and whey protein, which are great for preventing muscle breakdown and promoting muscle recovery.
So a little Greek yogurt with berries for breakfast or a cheese stick as a snack can actually help my muscles stay strong.
That's right. And don't forget about the calcium and vitamin D in dairy. They're essential for muscle contraction, nerve function, and strong bones.
Strong bones, strong muscles, better balance. I'm seeing a theme here.
Yes.
So it sounds like getting enough protein is crucial. But what about other nutrients? Are there any vegetables that stand out when it comes to muscle health?
Absolutely. Two of my favorites are spinach and broccoli.
Okay.
Spinach is like a muscle-building superhero. It's packed with iron, which we know helps fight fatigue, but it also contains magnesium and nitrates.
Wait, nitrates? Like the stuff in processed meats?
Not quite. The nitrates in spinach are naturally occurring, and they can actually help increase your endurance and muscle efficiency. And magnesium is great for preventing those pesky muscle cramps we were talking about earlier.
Okay, that makes me feel better. And what about broccoli?
Right.
What makes it so special?
Broccoli is loaded with vitamin C, which can help your muscles repair faster after exercise. It's also a good source of sulforaphane, a natural compound that protects your muscles from damage and inflammation.
You know, it's amazing to me how much power these everyday foods have.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize that eating for muscle health isn't about some complicated diet.
Right.
It's about making smart choices with the foods we already know and love.
Exactly. And speaking of choices, let's talk about carbohydrates.
Okay.
They're our body's primary source of fuel, and they're essential for giving us the energy we need to stay active.
So are you saying a plate of pasta is going to help me build muscle?
Well, not all carbs are created equal. Think of it this way. Simple carbs are like kindling. They burn fast and bright, but quickly fizzle out. Complex carbs, on the other hand, are like the slow-burning logs in a fireplace.
Okay.
They provide sustained energy that keeps you feeling warm and fueled all day long.
Okay. I like that analogy. So what are some good sources of these slow-burning carbs?
Sweet potatoes are a great example. They release energy slowly, prevent those sudden energy crashes, and they're packed with potassium and magnesium, which can help prevent muscle cramps and weakness.
Sweet potatoes, got it.
Yeah.
What about other energy-boosting carbs? Anything I can grab for a quick snack.
You can't go wrong with a banana. They're nature's perfect snack for replenishing muscle glycogen, your body's primary fuel source for movement. They're great for both pre- and post-workout energy, helping you stay active and recover faster.
Okay.
Plus, they're packed with potassium, which, as we've discussed, is great for preventing muscle cramps and supporting hydration.
I never realized bananas were so powerful. I always thought of them as just a quick sugar fix.
Yeah.
So we've covered protein, carbs, and veggies. What about healthy fats?
Right.
Are those important for muscle health?
They absolutely are. Healthy fats can reduce inflammation, support hormone production, and help your body absorb certain nutrients. Two great examples are almonds and avocados.
Almonds, I love them.
Yeah.
Are those really good for muscles, though?
They are indeed. Almonds are a fantastic source of magnesium. Remember how important that is for muscle function.
Right.
They also contain protein and vitamin E, which can help with muscle recovery and reduce inflammation. And as a bonus, almonds can help regulate blood sugar levels, preventing those energy crashes that can make you feel weak and tired.
Wow, I'm learning so much. Now, what about avocados?
Yeah.
I know they're full of healthy fats, but are they specifically good for muscles?
Avocados are a great source of monounsaturated fats, which can reduce inflammation and promote better circulation, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles efficiently.
So they're like a delivery system for muscle fuel.
Exactly.
Wow.
Plus, they contain potassium, magnesium, and vitamin E,
Mhm.
all of which can support muscle endurance and recovery.
This is all great information.
Right.
But before we move on, I want to make sure we're not leaving anyone out. What about our listeners who are vegetarian?
Right.
Are there good plant-based options for building muscle?
Absolutely. Lentils and beans are fantastic sources of plant-based protein.
Yeah.
And they're incredibly versatile. You can add them to soups, stews, salads, or even make veggie burgers with them. They're also rich in fiber, which can help stabilize blood sugar levels and provide long-lasting energy.
And don't forget about iron.
Yes.
We talked about how important that is for preventing fatigue.
You're right. Lentils and beans are a great plant-based source of iron. So even if you're not eating meat, you can still get all the nutrients you need to support strong, healthy muscles.
Okay, so we've got a whole grocery list of muscle-boosting foods now.
Yeah.
Eggs, lean meats, fish, dairy, spinach, broccoli, sweet potatoes, bananas, almonds, avocados, lentils, and beans.
Wow.
I think we've covered all the bases.
Yeah.
But is eating the right foods enough to maintain muscle as we age?
It's a fantastic foundation, but it's only part of the equation. Remember, it's about lifestyle, too.
Right.
You can have all the right ingredients, but you also need the right technique to bring it all together.
You're right. I've been so focused on what I'm eating,
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about exercise.
Right.
I know I should be doing more. But honestly, the thought of going to the gym just doesn't appeal to me. Are there other ways to stay active without feeling like I'm working out?
I know what you mean. The word gym can feel intimidating, but there are so many ways to stay active that are enjoyable and adaptable to different fitness levels. And remember, we're talking about maintaining muscle, which doesn't have to involve intense workouts.
Right.
Strength training can be as simple as lifting light weights or using resistance bands a couple of times a week.
You know, I actually have a set of resistance bands at home that I haven't touched in ages.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll dust those off. What about something even simpler?
Walking is fantastic
Correct.
for improving circulation and endurance. Even a brisk walk around your neighborhood can do wonders for your muscle health. Not to mention, it's a great way to get some fresh air and enjoy the scenery.
I love that idea. I've been meaning to explore my neighborhood more, and I've heard that yoga is good for balance and flexibility. Is that something you'd recommend?
Absolutely. Yoga, stretching, Tai Chi. These are all great for enhancing mobility coordination and reducing your risk of falls.
Okay.
And they can be very relaxing too, which is a bonus.
Okay. I'm feeling motivated to move more. What about hydration? Is that really important for muscle health? I always thought it was more about preventing heat stroke.
Hydration is crucial for muscle function. It's so easy to get dehydrated, especially as we age.
Right.
You know, those days when you feel tired and your muscles feel heavy and weak.
Yeah.
Dehydration could be a factor.
Wow, I never connected those dots before. I guess I need to pay more attention to how much water I'm drinking.
It's a simple change that can make a big difference. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses a day.
Yeah.
And even more if you're exercising or spending time outdoors.
Got it. So we've talked about food and exercise. Is there anything else we need to consider when it comes to maintaining muscle health as we get older?
Sleep. It's not just about feeling rested. It's essential for muscle repair and growth.
I've definitely noticed that I don't sleep as soundly as I used to. Is that really impacting my muscles?
Think of it this way. While you're sleeping, your body is hard at work repairing those tiny tears in your muscles that happen during exercise.
Okay.
Or even just everyday activities. That's how your muscles get stronger and more resilient.
So if I'm not getting enough sleep, I'm basically robbing my muscles of the chance to recover and rebuild.
Exactly. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night to give your body the time it needs to rejuvenate and support your muscle health.
Okay, this has been incredibly insightful. So to recap, muscle loss is a concern as we age, but it's definitely not inevitable. We have the power to fight back by making smart choices about food, exercise, and sleep.
That's right. And it's never too late to start making positive changes.
Right.
Even small steps can make a big impact.
That's so encouraging. I'm curious, what small change can our listeners make today to support their muscle health?
That's a great question to ponder. Maybe it's adding an egg to your breakfast, or swapping out a sugary snack for a handful of almonds, or perhaps it's taking a 15-minute walk after dinner, or trying a new yoga class.
I love those ideas. It's really about finding what works for you and making gradual, sustainable changes that you can stick with.
Remember, every step you take towards a healthier lifestyle is a step towards maintaining your strength, vitality, and independence.
And that's a wrap on another deep dive into living well after 50. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into topics that matter to you. Until then, stay active, stay curious, and keep living well.